Last time on the Guardians of Fehal.
The party decided to follow up on the various leads they had looking into Lord Westwood's murder and what could have killed him, described as a shadow monster and him raving the words wheat as he was killed. Hans and Franz decided to talk to the guild's resident mage and see if she had any ideas into what sort of creature this could have been. As well as Nora and Rowan decided to reach out and talk to their mother, where she had teleported via plants to get to them, and ended up revealing a little bit more information into Rowan's creation that previously was not told to them. Apparently he had some markings on him that indicated that there was some sort of debt or promise to be fulfilled, and his parents assumed it was meant for them and not for him. Una did some more research into the Carley family and Meyerfield itself, trying to see what was going on with Lord Rhys's family there. And then they went out to dinner with the Celtic cadets, where mean girl Caitlin was being quite a pain in the ass, and Hans and Franz, Andrew's character, decided to call her out on it, and it led to a rather tense conversation with her storming off and saying that their village was in trouble.
Perry's like, what? Just let her be.
Yeah, I'm going to. I don't have anything else to say to her. Una's been over here doing nothing but talking about trying to protect the village and help your people. And she's done all sorts of things. And then she comes in for a day. And, well, we didn't grow up with her, so we couldn't know what it's like to not like her, okay? Well, so this is more than just something that happened yesterday. I don't like this girl, and I think she's way more full of herself than she needs to be. I don't care how good she is. You don't need to be such an asshole.
Perry's like, I'm not getting in between whatever her deal is with Una. They've always been competitive with each other. And Oren's like, yeah, and Caitlin, don't get me wrong, is an absolute bitch. But she has been a lot more serious the last several months, but that's probably because the original group of cadets she traveled with all died. So she's probably feels a little guilty about that.
Well,
Yeah, so what happened?
Nicer to those that are left.
I don't know, I wasn't there. Perry's like, I don't know. It was like the first group. There was her and another group of cadets met up very early on when they were going out and exploring, and I think they ran into some sort of trouble with elementals or something, and she was the only one that ended up surviving. And Oren's like, not that that makes it okay. She's just been hard focused ever since then. But she's always been mean to Una and a bully.
It's nothing I can't handle, and
It's not about handling it. It's about you need to not be such a bitch. I understand you lose people. You think that I've never lost somebody? But that doesn't give you the right to be mean.
I think that's just something she needs to learn. She and I have always been opposites in a lot of ways, and our approach to people has always been different. But I think it's a lesson she needs to learn out here in the world versus back home in the village, and I just don't think she's learned it yet.
May I introduce to you Professor Hans and Franz of the Social Studies.
And Hans and Franz is literally just like,
One round for the professor.
he's just in a bad mood now, and he just kind of stays quiet. And unless somebody starts conversation with him, he just kind of sits.
I just love how you were clapping back so hard.
I know, right?
It's so funny because I was waiting for a good moment for Nora to just be like, you know, you're very rude, but she doesn't have to say anything now.
I know,
It's
right?
done.
Well, it was, I don't know.
She's 100% a BACTH.
Oh, she is.
So I am totally okay,
Mhm.
because Una wouldn't say anything, because she's
Yeah.
dealt with this her whole life, so.
Mm-hmm. Oh no, this is 100% a bully. She is 100% a bully, but she's also a person and probably has reasons for it, but it doesn't excuse it. She's 100% being a bully and has to grow up.
And Hans and Franz is not okay with it.
I also find it, I didn't kill the moment, but when you said, how does she know I haven't lost people? I almost said, how do you know you haven't lost people? You've been gone all this time. Like, I almost said that. I'm like, no, don't ruin his moment. He's like killing it with role-playing. Don't say anything. Don't say anything.
Well, I would imagine that we would have lost people growing up just because the nature of the world that we live in.
Sure.
And then Josh, wait, your village is being attacked?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Like,
What happened to your
oh,
village?
what? Yeah.
Who died? You know? Like Hans and Franz is over the you're being mean and whatnot. He's like, what happened? He
You have a
goes
bigger
straight
thing
into
to say.
caretaker mode. So, what? You know, the cadets they died, but she said your village got attacked.
Well, our
No,
village has been under attack, and it's not currently under attack.
yeah, I think what she meant is we're currently researching this so our village doesn't get attacked again. Or it doesn't get attacked now. Nothing's happened recently, Oren says that I know of, and I was just home.
But you know, the stuff, the artifact, I mean, that's all about the firsties. Like, they don't want to attack you.
They do. They want to eliminate part of our village, not
Well,
us,
sure, the
the
human
people.
part.
which is a good portion of our
Yeah.
village.
Eliana and Alice are both like, yeah, they would probably get rid of us if they had the chance.
Are you part human?
They are human.
We are him. We can't turn into seals like they can.
They
It's one of
don't.
the
They
reasons
don't
we're
get the
not
blessing
rangers.
like we did. And I'll nudge to
Oh.
Oren and Perry.
Well, right. So, like, how does the blessing get decided? You have to be like pure blood or something?
It's comes from the ocean. When we are
Or more
born,
salient?
there's no. It's just when we're born, the ancestors decide who gets the blessing, and it is definitely more predominant within families to keep the gift. But it's
So wait, Una, are you technically a human?
well, we're all human of sorts. We're just blessed with a gift to change.
Oh, okay. Here I thought Salky was like, you know, you're like, what's her face? The girl with the whistle.
I mean, that's one way to look at it. Ha
Girl with the whistle?
Lynn, Christy's
Lynn.
character,
Oh.
the changeling, because she was a changeling.
Yeah.
Yep. The kazoo.
The kazoo.
It's not until we turn 13 that we are brought to the elders and the chief to decide whether or not we have gift, and it's a water ceremony that we all go through, and then from there we are sorted into our groups, I guess you could say. Those of magically inclined, those of shifting, and then those of fighting. And
Okay, so the First Order is trying to, you know, weed out all the people without the blessing. Not
But-
just like all
Yes.
humans. I mean, they kind of, it seemed like Lou considered anyone without the blessing, you know, not of the same species or race as him. But okay, I think I get it now. Okay.
basically they believe that they are superior than those who cannot shift, are not given the gift. And that is the crux of where I think that their group has thrived upon, is because they've seen the damage that humans have done to the water, to the oceans, that have caused this rebellious stage. And also it doesn't help that they think that they're superior. And a lot of us blessed with a gift are protectors of the ocean up there, such as my mother. So we protect those shipping trades and other sailors who are predominantly human, and they just find themselves better than them.
Okay, so because they got the blessing, that makes them better.
In their eyes, yes.
Gotcha. Well, I suppose, brother, since I gave you my first magical sword, that makes you better.
He's like not talking for the rest
He
of
just
the night.
shrugs. He's like,
He's in a bad mood. Damn, Caitlin!
Actually, Andrew, you notice that your sending stone is beeping. Or not beeping, it's like lighting up. It's your page.
Glowing.
Mhm.
Just, excuse me, guys, I gotta get this.
pretty much, yeah, I'll take it and step out.
You get it's basically just Rhiannon saying was able to warn Dysternus to protect Evelyn. He's personally escorting him here from Breakspear. Hope things are going well on your end.
Let's see here.
Yeah, we're just getting dinner with a few friends.
I just yelled at I just made a 16-year-old bully have to walk away from the table.
Doing research. Nara may have some information from her mother. That's about it. I hope you well. Good night. Oh, I would have said something about the smoke bomb, the smoke elemental.
The smoke bomb. Found these wicked smoke bombs down at Harry's fireworks.
Yeah, we got these fucking wicked M80s. We're gonna go blow them off tonight.
We had to cross over to the Blooming Meadows.
Yeah, we
to buy
had to
them,
cross
though.
state lines to get them. They're fucking totally worth it, bro. Oh my god.
Yeah, because she can't send a reply or anything. So
Yeah, no, that's
yeah.
fine. That's fine.
Um,
I'll go back in and whisper. No, I'll wait. I'll essentially whenever we leave dinner, I would have told you guys what she told me.
unless there's anything else specifically you wanted to talk about with them, we can just say the dinner passes. Una said she'll give him a tour sometime soon, and yeah.
I don't think so. Yeah, no.
I guess Una would want to try to get Orin one-on-one, but it might be difficult because they're kind of being guarded and sequestered. So it would be up to you if she would get a moment or not.
And you guys, they're gonna walk back to the school because they're not like completely unguarded. Like when you guys are walking back to the school, you could probably grab them alone for a minute. Like,
The rest of us could walk ahead with the other
yeah.
cadets.
Mm-hmm.
Grab him alone for a minute, like take him by the arms and go down an alleyway.
Oh yeah, totally. Una's just gonna jump his bones. Yep.
Well,
Whoa, whoa,
No,
Oh, whoa, that sounds a
not,
bit
not quite
necromantic.
where we were going with that, but I mean, if that's what you want to do, then
mean,
by
hey,
all
man.
means.
Friends to lover in one hangout session.
That would not
This is
be
a
it.
role-playing game, so I guess play your role.
Yeah. No. Yeah, no, we would probably be more towards the back, and it would be like, I've missed you. It's been lonely without you here.
He like nods and kind of like reaches and like gives you like a side hug like as you're walking, and just is like, I've missed you a lot too. I've had some close calls over the last few months, but it feels good to be around you again. And I'm glad that you're safe. I do like your friends. They're pretty funny.
I do like that. Do you know like that thing where like he would probably have his arm high and I would have it low because he's taller than me while we're walking? Like
he's 5'8", so and you're like 5'2"?
I'm 5'3", so
5'3". So there's a little bit of a height difference, but he's not as tall as like Hans and Franz and Rowan are.
Yeah.
So
no, it'd probably be like walk hip to hip, you know. It's like my arm would be like
Mhm.
around his waist and his would be on my shoulder as we're walking. And I'll summon Spreul and just have him chill. Be like, it's been.
Leave room for Spreul.
I wasn't gonna say it.
leave room for the puffin.
It's just been interesting learning new things with them. I've definitely missed the ease of you being at my side versus trying to figure out new strategies with new companions.
He like gives you a squeeze, like reassuring squeeze, and he said, Yeah, I honestly was really excited about hanging out with you because I kind of thought it would be exactly like it was, old times in the village. Pranks, goofing off, swimming, just all the stuff we used to do together. But everything feels so serious now.
It's definitely different, but hopefully in a good way.
You're a lot more stiff. You're not that this is bad, but you've definitely grown up a bit too. Like, you just carry yourself differently. It's very, you remember like when your dad would be worried that you weren't okay after your mom died, and you'd put on like that face of being okay? It's like you have that on constantly now.
I kind of need to right now. I don't have a moment to be my playful self. I definitely miss the call of the ocean. It's been too long, but my place is here right now, and my new friends and companions are where I need to be, and this journey is the one I need to be on until the time is right to go back.
And you can always be yourself around me. I'm always going to be here for you, even if we're really far away.
That is true. And I'll do that like hip bump thing where like I'll bring my hip out and then smash it into him to like try to make him stagger off balance.
He's like, when did you get so good at hip checking? And he like hip checks you back.
Well, I haven't had practice and I've missed our little contest, you could say.
Mm-hmm. He gets like a look on his face and he's like, race you to the school?
How about let's see who can get to the school without being unseen first?
No, I will lose that. I can't.
It's so much fun.
I can't disappear. Okay. How about? Ooh, he like is looking and he's like, okay, and he pulls out like a tiny little like pebble and he's like, let's see if I can flick this and get it to land in Perry's quiver. All right. We'll see who can do it better. Who can get theirs to land in Perry's quiver as we're walking.
I'd take that bet.
All right. let's do a roll off with
Sounds really dirty. Let's see if we can get in Perry's quiver.
Roll off with it would be a D20 and then you would be adding your dexterity. I'm trying to think if monks would add it because it's an improvised weapon.
Attack?
Yeah. It's arranged. It would be your dex, but don't monks get like something with like unarmed proficiency?
Yeah, they get a bonus.
Yeah, they get
it's a stone. They're just throwing a stone. It's just
an
dex.
improvised weapon.
Yeah.
She wouldn't be able to add her dex.
So you get your dex, you just don't get proficiency.
But he would get his dex and his proficiency bonus. Okay.
I have a 14, so I hope he rolls lower than I do.
No!
Oh,
He's like, we didn't bet anything.
Next time.
All right, try a kiss next time.
Yeah.
Oh God. He's like, now that's the Una I remember. You can kind of see him like look at your face, and then he kind of looks at like the pearls that he gave you, like in your hair, and then he kind of like looks away, like back to looking like down, walking down the street.
Yeah, I mean, Una would just be walking with him, like in tandem, but probably be leaning on him a little bit, like just that comfortness of an old friend, as they're walking.
He'll like
and just enjoy it.
It's weird. He'll put his hand on your like back and pat, but you can almost tell like he's not quite as like in the past. Like his hand isn't quite on as comfortably as it normally would be. It's a little bit like there's a little bit more of like he's trying to be respectful of how he touches you.
Upper hand.
Yeah. But he's accepting it.
Yeah, I guess that leads to a whole new question of, oh no, has our friendship changed? Is there somebody else? Are we no longer friends? Is best friend mode gone? Are we no longer best friends?
Or is all of you thinking right now is, don't get a boner, don't get a boner.
Oh God! Who knows?
He would know. I mean, that's probably what he's thinking, but like, Una doesn't know anything about that.
Una's gonna be like, oh shit, lost a friend. Yeah, no, I just kind of walk and the weird friend tandem and lean slightly against him as we're going. And
So I love how, like, when Una thinks of someone like a brother, she's very affectionate, but also, like, very seductive. When it's her childhood friend, there's a little bit more restraint about, like, the sexiness. So Oren just has to be like a brother.
Sexy. She can just be herself.
I know.
Where before she was being sexy to entrap a person.
I know.
And she's not trying to entrap him. She's just being herself. If she wanted to be sexy, she could be sexy. Right now, she just wants to be Una.
Yeah.
Seduces her brother, makes friends with an aboleth, and thinks that her best friend is no longer her best friend.
You know, a normal...
The complicated emotions of Una is very interesting.
I hate to say it, though, but this
It's like
feels
she's
like
going
the
through
most...
high school.
Yeah, the most teenage logic ever, because this 100 teenagers have shit judgment in a lot of
Did
ways.
I do
This
something
feels-
wrong?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, but she is like.
Why does
Una
he
is
hate
a
me already?
teen, You know, she's like mentally, she's in that late teen age. You know, where you're constantly second guessing all your different relationships and can be overly trusting yet very standoffish. So I don't know. I'm trying my best, you guys, to remember what it's like to be that awkward
it's
teen.
hilarious.
Oh no, it's spot on. It's spot
I
on.
remember all of the teen angst.
So yeah, no, that's probably what it is. And then I'll have like Spreel like flying in front of us and
Playing
stuff.
a teenage boy with like an unrequited crush though is weird. Like I'm like, I don't know if I'm doing this right. Because I have it in a very female mind of I know what that's like, but I don't know how to play this from a guy's perspective. It's quite interesting.
You kind of had it right, you know. Don't think about it.
Don't get about her. Don't get about her.
And we used to be really comfortable touching, but now that I'm really attracted to you, I'm like, oh god, this is, I
What's
can't touch
appropriate?
you.
Where do I
Where do I put my hand?
do I? Should I not? What do I?
It would have been different if they had been together this whole time, but since they'd been such a time apart, now he's like, oh wait, I do really care for her, and now I really don't know what to do with my hand.
My hands.
Or my word.
What do I do with my hands?
Or this boner.
Lizzie's just listening
This
to
close.
I'm just a teenage dirtbag baby on repeat.
So we'll say that like you guys escort them back to the school safely, and they make their way in for the night. You head back to the guild. I'm gonna do a brief cut over to Lauren. Felix had his regular business for the evening with the Venerable the rest of the afternoon, and essentially kind of managed to eventually get to the Noble District and start scouting out, like, and watching the house that Rhys is in.
Not that he's in, but the house that he owns that he's not technically at the moment.
Yes. Yep, and Felix confirms that. It looks like there is no activity in there, like, in terms of, like, a full household, what Felix would know. Like, right now it is the minimal bear staff. It looks like he sees kind of in the evening, there are six maids, 2 gardeners, a cook, and it looks like a steward, and who are managing the estate right now. And then there are 2 guards out front, and then there are 2 other ones that patrol the grounds. And it looks like they're not on high alert. So he notices kind of like there's breaks in between where there'd probably be like 7 to 8 rounds where like there's nobody in sight before they would turn corners. So if they keep their pattern, and they change shifts about every 8 hours.
Okay. So yeah, Felix is just gonna spend the night watching just in case there's any change in activity or whatnot. And at one point or another, I'm sure he's halfway thinking, you know what, I can just do this myself. You know, put it like he would. I bet you anything that I could just waltz right in there and do this all and just look and not have to get back, and then I'll have all the information. And then he stops. Then he remembers the last time he was out. and what a fiasco that was. No. I'll wait. I need sleep. No, not happening again. So instead, he finishes the watch there until he's pretty much at the last spot where, in the time of night where he can get away more easily, and then he'll take his leave. Shall I continue? Lizzie?
Yeah, I was just gonna say that Aaron's face when you said the last time it went really badly by himself. Aaron's like, what? And I'm like, oh yeah, Aaron will eventually get to hear that audio when he edits it for Felix's special one-shot episode. Because goddamn, that was a clusterfuck where she rolled so shitty. And then when it was like literally she was about to get nabbed, she rolled shitty, and I rolled one less than her constantly. It was a clusterfuck.
And it didn't help that I was kind of in the mindset of my bard that I was playing last, because I started doing some social stuff that Felix wouldn't have done. But yeah.
Yeah,
it ended up being cringeworthy, unfortunately.
Her gut instinct was, I'm going to turn myself into a young, attractive, sweet-looking girl and pretend I lost my purse or that I'm a waitress or something, and I'm going to make eye contact with this guy I'm following, like, oh, hi, you're cute.
Can't wait to look at that.
It was awful. And it went okay for a bit, but then he really, really failed sleight of hand, and everything went downhill from there. And it's only because he was able to hide really, really well that he got out of that.
It was literally a chase scene with just, oh my god, it was ridiculous. Anyway, are you staying there the whole night? Because you probably would have sundown would have been at like 7:30. That's when you probably could have snuck in and watched. So then you're 8 hours in. And that would put you at like
3:30?
3:30 in the morning. Is that when you're leaving for the night and going back to rest?
He'll probably wait until maybe 4 or 5.
Okay. Give me a Constitution check.
Oh yay. That actually ended up being 20.
Okay. You are not going to have a level of exhaustion, but you are able to sneak out and just essentially go back to your normal house to sleep in. And then you said you had business in the morning you were going to do.
Yeah.
With them.
Yeah. Actually, when the market's open, do you want to hit that now or in a bit?
Yeah. Yeah, the markets would open by the time Felix wakes up, because I'm sure he sleeps until like 10. They're open.
He might want to go earlier, actually. He might try to hit them before he goes to sleep, because they probably would be open like really early in the morning.
At like 5? I think they would probably open at 6. So if he's gonna wait and not go to sleep, I'm gonna need another Constitution check from you.
Okay. He probably would go home and sleep then.
Okay. Yeah, he can go to the morning. He can go to the market in the morning at like 10 or 11.
Okay. So yes, goes to sleep.
All right. We'll just handle your business of what you're doing in the market and what supplies you need to get to before I jump back to them, because I need to figure out when you guys are meeting up again with him. So Felix goes to the market. Which market does he go to, and what is he looking to buy?
He actually goes to the Faystep market. And he starts looking around, and he's looking in particular for some Fey fish.
He finds it. It's a little pricey because he has to get it. It comes exported from the Fey realm, but he gets it.
And then he's going to go back home, actually, and write a letter that he pretty much spent the night before kind of composing as he was on watch. And after thinking a moment, he also grabs a package that he had in his room that's a bit lightweight. It's a present of sorts. And he pulls out some fey candles and an herb mixture from a jar, lights the candles, and puts the fish probably on a nice little plate, sprinkles some of the herbs onto the fish in the plate, and then puts some into the candle flames. And then he says, I did say he wrote a letter, yes?
Yep, you got it.
Want to make sure I didn't miss a step. And then he puts the, after he puts the herbs, some of the herbs into the fire, or candle flames. Blah. I haven't talked a lot, it's been too long since I've talked, guys. I'm starting to stutter and stuff and get lost.
Did you not hear my opening tonight? The murder.
And then he grabs a bell and rings it. And then in Sylvan, he says, I humbly request a swift messenger. And he waits.
Probably about 5 minutes go by, and then he hears a little and a regular-sized black cat that's fur is black and has a little bit of a purplish sheen to it as well, and blue eyes shows up, and then nods its head at you and purrs, and then goes and starts eating the fish. And you can see on its body, it has a collar where you can slide in a message.
Felix carefully slides the message in. I have a gift that I'd like to have delivered as well. Would it be possible for you to carry this? And he holds up the little package.
The cat kind of looks at you and is like, meow, and just goes back to eating the fish, and you kind of take that as, yeah, go ahead and tie it on me.
He does so.
And then the cat finishes, takes a moment, licks its paws, kind of grooms itself, and then nods at you respectfully, and then
he nods
skitters
back.
off. Yep, skitters off like it's got the zoomies and just disappears.
After a moment, Felix cleans up, and then before he forgets, grabs a ball of yarn and puts it into one of his pockets. And I guess, depending on, I didn't know, I guess it depends on what time it is now.
Probably close to lunch.
Okay, so he's probably going to go grab some lunch then.
Okay. What is his plan? Is he going to wait for it to get a response back before he goes and meets up with everybody, or is he going to leave before that?
He's honestly not expecting a quick response at this point, because letters take time to respond to, and the person he's writing is kind of busy very frequently with their own ventures, and so he's gonna go get something hearty to eat before his stomach eats itself, and yeah. Meet up with the group again at 2 at the Shepherd's Crook like they had decided.
I think that's what you guys said. Potentially. Okay.
Anyone?
I don't remember planning on meeting, so I think Felix was going to come to us.
Okay. Okay. So, yeah, he goes to get lunch. And after eating, he's walking by the university to get to wherever you guys are staying, probably. And he smells something. And he just feels tired. And he's just like, oh God, that's coffee. That's coffee. I really want some. He hesitates. And then he goes to the coffee shop that all the students usually go to and pays an arm and a leg for not literally, but he pays the very high price for coffee.
He pays 10 gold to get coffee.
Yep.
It's a luxury item. And then heads to the guild. Is he going in disguise to the guild, or is he going as himself?
At this point, he probably goes in disguise again.
Okay.
The same disguise, it's
Overall.
probably fine for, her to be seen around them again.
Okay, sweet. All right, guys, what do you do? If there was anything you wanted to do on the way back from the school, taking the cadets home, let me know. Otherwise, the morning is yours. You can do whatever you wanted.
I think Rowan would want to go to the temple early and see if he could talk to someone. Earlier the better, probably.
Yeah, I probably would have mentioned it to the group as we were walking back that Luvenia said to maybe check the temples for leads on that. And so if that's what you're going for, Rowan, he'd either come with you if you want company or just leave it to you.
I think Nora's coming with me anyway, so.
I would go back to the school.
Tons and Trons would be in the forge.
All right. You're going to the temple of the goddess of death, I think, right? That's who you talked to before, Triss?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm basically there for moral support and to find out whatever my brother finds out.
That's what I kept forgetting what I was going to talk to Mama about, and it was the past lives, but that's kind of what this whole trip is for, so we'll let that lie.
I feel like you told her about the past live things, though, when they first came to visit, and she didn't know that much. She said, I know that happens with some elves. She doesn't have any memories right now, so.
You might be right.
You guys go to the temple to the goddess Moria, and there's again the people who are veiled there. Someone greets you and asks what they can help you with today.
I was wondering if there's someone higher up in the church that I could talk to. I have some questions.
Well, they're usually busy, but what kind of questions do you have?
Questions about past lives, I think.
They're looking just people don't have past lives. We just all have the one life that the gods give us. They rolled really shitty on their religion
Can I
checks
speak to your manager?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay, you came in asking for the manager. That was quite the Karen thing to do.
I know.
Didn't ask them if they could help you. Just immediately can I speak to your manager, please?
Nora, do you remember who we talked to last time we were here?
Let's see. I think her name was Sister Triss.
Oh, I can go see if she's available. She's not really high up in the organization, but I can go find her for you if you've spoken to her before. Just give me one moment, and they'll leave you in the lobby area, kind of show where you can sit down if you want, and then they're gone for 20 minutes or so, and then they come out with another veiled person, and they walk up to you, and they're like, "Oh, hello, Nora and Rowan, right? I believe."
Yes, that's correct.
What can I do to help you?
I don't know if I'm at the right place. But I've been experiencing some strange, I guess, things that someone told me may be related to past lives. And I was basically wondering if you knew anything about that, if you could help me with that in any way.
I don't know anything about past lives. She's like thinking about it, like that's a blessing specifically given to the Fae, right? With your gods?
It might be.
Well, I know that the official doctrine, at least from Moria, and the is that all souls go to her, not multiple lives. So if you're looking for answers on multiple lives, I probably won't be able to help you or anyone else here. But I could beseech the goddess. She is the goddess of fate, and also hang on, let me look up what her other domains are. Because this girl knows, I just don't remember. Moria. Fate, souls, judgment. I could try to I could try to meditate and see if I could get some sort of guidance for you.
That would be wonderful. Thank you.
Is there a way that I could a way to reach you if I receive a vision?
If you leave a message for me at the Merchants Guild, that would probably be the easiest way.
All right. I will do that. She kind of, you can tell with her, you can't see her face, but you can tell with like her posture and like her voice, like she feels kind of sad she doesn't have more of an answer for you. But she's like, oh god, this is not my specialty. Is there anything else I could help you with?
Did she talk to Nora?
Yes.
This is something to Nora the last time. I was not privy to that information, but
Yeah.
So nothing for Rowan.
I did want to ask regarding last time I was here. Do you think that there's anything else you could tell me?
Look, honey, I see a lot of people every day. I don't remember every question I've been asked, okay?
No, I feel like she would. No, you guys are specific visitors because like half elves and elves wouldn't normally come to like the human god of death for answers. So I think she would remember, but it's just like it's just okay. It's funny to me as a DM because like she just knew you weren't telling her everything about why you wanted to know about what happens like with spirits and angry and other stuff and like mortalities. Like she knows kind of like you had other questions, but you're like, is there anything else that you can tell me? It's like, she doesn't know. I'll tell you about what? Like when we talked about, I'm trying to think of how to have her answer because she's not as,
Nora's trying to figure out exactly what to say as well.
Yeah,
she has like no idea how to lead into this conversation.
Yeah. So I think being somebody who's used to dealing with grieving people who aren't always coherent all the time or who have something in their mind that they're not able to express, she's probably more like intuitive than I am. So she's probably would say, you would have to be more specific. There was quite a few things we did talk about when you came to visit the first time. I remember it was about your village and there was spirits being angry, and things like that, and there was other things too that weren't necessarily spoken that I could have misjudged.
I was curious if you knew of any way to potentially, and it might be completely out of the question and completely illogical, but is there any way to commune with the dead of sorts, to speak with them?
Actually, there is. There's a few ways. The easiest is if you actually have their body. I could do a ritual to ask a few questions to them, but Otherwise, if it's more of there is no body or they've been dead a very long time, I would have to try to reach out to their spirit past the veil to be in contact with them. But it can be done. That way is a little bit more unlikely to get an answer sometimes.
Okay. That's all I needed to know. Thank you.
And she's gonna scurry off, like, kind of like almost like stepping back behind Rowan, kind of being that, like, please don't notice that I'm here any longer. Like, she's trying to hide.
She's like, well, if there's anything else, you do know to find me here, but I will light a candle on behalf of your request, Rowan, and see if Moria can give me some guidance, even if it is into the nature of even though the Fae spirits, I believe, go somewhere else. Certainly she at least has enough knowledge to give me insight into something that you're asking.
Thank you, Sister Triss.
Yeah, and if there's nothing else, she'll kind of like, say goodbye to you guys. Una, you go to the school. You're researching aboleths.
I am.
You have basically the morning with the cadets. Caitlin doesn't really talk to you at all, and is just purely in her books. And the rest of the cadets are kind of talking amongst you. It distracts you a little bit, or occasionally will show you like, Una, I've had this pencil bounced for 2 minutes now.
I would try to, like, as weird as it is, Hespriel like flap his wings to make the pencil fall.
No! Don't! He like scowls at you.
I'll just grin. Just grin.
Mm-hmm. And then occasionally when you're in your books for too long, like you'll get like a little paper wad that like flicks up against your head and it has a note on it that says anything interesting.
Yeah, I guess if there was something, be like, nope, just smile and shake my head. Yep. No.
And then he'll flick another note occasionally, and it's basically like, question: think Fiona brushes her hair ever?
I mean, I would just answer as silly as possible with a smile on my face the whole time.
It's very like immature note passing and teasing, but with all of it, you are able to do. Oh, what?
How high can the disc go? It's at waist level, right?
Yeah, I think it can hover like 10 feet off the ground. No, wait, maybe not 10 feet.
Floats 3 feet above the ground. I'm totally gonna summon that and sit on it while we're in the library, if possible.
Yeah, you can do that. There's a little bit of like reaction of like, what the hell? And then the two more bookish students are super interested in like arcane magic, and you almost get the sense that they want to try to learn how to do this too. Yeah. Like your book learning of it. Orin like wants to eventually like see like, can you move it? How can you move it? He's like, wait a minute, tries to make it be like a surfboard and have it be pushed around the room, and Perry like pushes him on it, like, and shenanigans happen basically. With your study, you find some stuff on the aboleth. You find out that they're from different planes. They live a long time, and they basically have one soul, essentially. And so they remember everything for like millennia. They're usually malicious and want to have like thralls. It sounds like the picture in the book, though, from the one that's what Spreul saw in the shadow. The Spreul saw that one of its tentacles looked like it was missing, though. So the one that is definitely here is injured and under the aqueducts.
Okay. I guess I would ask Fiona, or I guess learning this, I'd want to see if they had books on banishment or ways to like get a creature back if they have something like that.
Probably with your time with the it's like lunchtime.
Okay.
Are you gonna go back to the guild to see if you guys meet up with Felix, or are you gonna stay there and keep researching?
Because we agreed upon noon, I'd probably go back with Felix and then maybe come back and take him to the zoo or whatever if we have time, and then evening research on that. But Woo! So basically everything that we already knew about the amulet. So that's nice, except that it's injured. We learned that fun fact. So not totally pointless.
So we'll say for sake of brevity, unless there's anything, Andrew, I know Josh, you were in the forge. Are you doing anything in the morning, Andrew, or are you staying at the guild and just waiting for news?
Probably just hanging out.
Okay.
I don't have anything in particular that he'd be doing.
For sake of expediency, you're all kind of hanging out for lunch, and the familiar disguise of Felix as that young girl, what did we say that came in with the dad merchants? That's what we described it as. That disguise comes in, and you clearly recognize that disguise as Felix's.
He heads right on over.
Mm-hmm.
Did you find anything out? Do you need help? Is it impenetrable?
Yeah, little girl, do you need any help?
I will fling these peas at you.
Well, if
That's
you're
not
gonna
very
fling
nice.
them, make sure you use a spoon. Here you go.
What did she say? Or what did he say?
She said, I will fling these peas at you.
Oh.
Right. Yes.
Look, I don't know how to talk to a
fine.
person in disguise, okay?
Look. All right. Look, if you want, honey, you can call me Felicia. I mean, I don't care.
Alicia?
Felicia.
Oh.
Okay. All right, Felicia.
I take it back.
Well, you can't. You just told us.
Yeah, I already said your name, Felicia. That is, it's out.
Lucia.
Look, okay, fine. Fine. Sticky and Chicky.
I'm sorry, what?
You're now Sticky, he's Chicky. Pointing at it. on some fronts.
Chicky? Am I hearing that right?
Yep.
Wait, he's Chicky, and I'm
You're
Sticky?
sticky.
I thought you just called me Honey.
Changed my mind. You don't deserve something quite as sweet.
I'm very confused why you're calling us that, but that's what you feel you need to do.
I'm a very sweet person. At least, I thought I was. I'm sorry, Felix. I need to go to the bathroom.
And he gets up and he walks away.
A bit louder. I thought you'd like to know what I found.
We can tell
No,
him.
this can't wait.
Does Hans and Franz have like stress-induced IBS or something?
No, he uses it as an excuse to get out of a conversation. Hello? It worked once and he's like, this is genius.
Doing it forever.
Yeah. I got this one bit.
Felix sighs. Right. Rhys, a bit more quietly, he says, Rhys is not currently at his city estate. While there are the normal amount of staff maintaining it, it is entirely possible that we could all sneak in, which I am inclined to do after sleeping on it, with your assistance.
Do you
us
want
to help you get
all of us, or just the ones of us who are more stealthily inclined?
I wouldn't object to all of you, but be completely honest. If I only can take one person, it'd be him. And he nods to Rowan.
What? Why me?
Because apparently you can sense those creepy mist things.
I suppose that's true.
Look, I don't have magic. That sounds like a lot of magic, and I'd really rather not die, so you lot, from what I understand, you fight. Look, I know you fight with magic a lot, and it would be probably a good idea for you all to come with, just in case there is one of those things there.
That makes sense.
One of what things?
The mist things.
Oh, sorry. We've got so much magic nonsense going on right now. I was like, do you think there's another obelisk there? That would be terrifying.
It's just a giant slave just pops up through the bathtub, looking for me.
There's no way that aboleth would fit through those pipes.
Yeah.
His tentacles good, man. You don't know his ooze.
Wait, another what now?
Felix doesn't know.
Obelisk? We found one in the sewers, maybe?
I already rolled for knowledge, and I rolled poorly, so...
Yeah, you have no idea what that is.
He blinks slowly.
It's some sort of creature of the deep. They have mind stuff. And they can turn you into a wet zombie.
It is currently injured. I do know that now.
So, you do want us all to come with you, or you only want Rowan? But if we all come with, that's okay too.
It'd probably be best if you all came.
I'm terrible at sneaking. I want you to know that.
Well, you could maybe be a distraction outside, or a lookout outside.
Yeah, I don't think they want us out there. I don't think I'm supposed to be in those districts. Remember we talked about this last time.
Oh, that's true.
Well, look, unless you're wearing something very, very noticeable, it shouldn't be too difficult to sneak in, quite honestly. There aren't very many guards, even on the main path.
I mean, I'm not going to make that decision. What do you guys think? Do y'all want to go with?
I mean, if when it hurt, we could all go, and then we know that how it went. Honestly, I think Rowan would be the least likely choice, but if he needs to be there, then it makes sense for all of us to go. No offense to you, Rowan. You're just kind of big.
I do have my hat of disguise.
That is true.
Well...
Brother? Nora?
I'm in the bathroom.
I mean, I'd be okay with going. I'm not super great with hiding or anything, but I suppose I could turn into something that could be.
Well, here, I'll tell you a bit more. There are 6 maids at the moment. Very likely a steward, a cook, maybe a butler or two groundskeepers, 2 guards out front, and then another 2 patrolling the grounds. And the 2 patrolling the grounds and at the gate, they change every 8 hours or so. And the ones patrolling the grounds only cross the main path about once every 5 minutes. It's really not the best security.
So how do we think there's something there then? If it's that ill-guarded?
Sometimes an illusion of there being nothing there is enough to deter some people.
That doesn't make any sense to me, so it must be right.
Sometimes people hide things in the open, not thinking that people would think to bother.
Precisely.
Because if it's in the open, it's not worth very much.
Yeah. As a metatextual thing, because Felix would have this information, because I know what the estate looks like, it's probably an average between 6 rounds and 8 rounds before, like, the guards would cross an area.
How big is this estate?
It is
Hundreds of.
I wasn't gonna say it.
Great
Deep
tracts of land.
Yeah, the wall area, width, it is 230 feet by
Hundreds.
170 feet. Like,
Man, did Felix have a survey
squares,
crew
yeah.
out there?
Have what?
So realistically, it would take us like 2-ish rounds to get to the manor. But no, like this. So Hans and Franz would ask, like, if he thinks that it's reasonable for us to get through as a group in the time that it would take for the guards to like be far enough away to not hear us. And Felix thinks that's a good idea for all of us to come, then I have no problem. I was just waiting to hear back from the last two people in the party.
Yeah, let's go.
Weren't you in the bathroom?
Yeah, I came
Were you
back.
actually? So you were eavesdropping?
No,
He
no,
wasn't
I
dropping
missed the
all
first
these-
part. I missed the first part, but when brother asked, what do you think? Should we go? I'm like, yeah, let's do it. I don't care.
So
I
you're
go anywhere. My brother goes, and Nara goes, and Rowan goes, and even where Una goes.
In that order.
In that, well, no, not necessarily in that order.
all right then.
Time to break into a building.
Mm-hmm.
Time to bring the toys.
Ouch.
I can finally be sneaky, you guys.
I can
Well,
finally
we'll
not
see.
be sneaky
You
again.
could-
Yeah.
You could finally try to be sneaky.
Dude, I'm invisible. Let's
You've been
be
sneaky
honest
before.
here.
Yeah, but sneaky or invisible isn't the same thing as quiet.
That's true.
What time of day are you going to sneak in?
Like midnight.
Yeah,
I
I'm
knew
leaving
that.
this whole thing up
Yeah.
to Felix.
Yeah, whatever
Yeah, however, I was going to say,
time
like,
rotation.
this is a lot of pressure to put on Lauren as a player. So as a player to players, I think you guys all need to have a little bit of an input on an
Well,
infiltration
yeah, we would definitely do it
mission.
after dark.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Probably even-
after
Probably even
dark,
later than midnight, probably like 2 or 3 in the morning.
yeah.
Don't
wherever
want to-
that shift change happens, probably. whatever
that
time.
happens about 3:30, I think, is what.
Yeah, and you want to do it. You want to do it closer to the end of their shift because that's when they'll be the tiredest.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So probably
And
like
so,
2
like,
in the morning.
three-ish.
So if we well, and we may have to be in there for a bit, so
2:30.
even like 1:32.
Sure.
Narratively, I find this entertaining. Like, so you guys are gonna plan things, right? We'll say you plan your break-in. You're gonna do this at 2 a.m. Where are you meeting? And also, there's still gonna be a wall to get. You have to figure out how you're getting into the noble district itself because it does have a separate wall area.
How tall is the wall?
To get into the noble district, it's probably like 30 feet.
Are there any shops along the wall?
Yeah, there's probably some shops along the wall and also some like
Against
inns
the
and stuff.
wall.
Yeah, because again, these things are not 100% mapped up
Yeah,
to
no,
size.
that's what I'm
because-
asking.
yeah.
So if we can get into like an alley and get to the wall, that's my big concern.
Yeah.
I don't
If
want to
there's
be
a
on the
path.
main street trying
Like
to climb
out in the
over
open.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, no, there's some smaller streets you could duck into to try to get up here. That's where Felix probably would have had to do it. But even with-
Okay.
Okay.
because he still had to get up on a building to be able to jump up somewhat high.
So yeah, if we could, because then 30 feet up, somewhere just like behind a shop building, Felix could run a rope, and we could just use that rope to climb.
Okay.
Okay.
So recap. Felix will go up to the top of the wall. Time it with the guards inside Royce's manor. Get the timing down, and then as the guards that are on the top of the wall come, Felix will then come down, wait for those guards to pass, get the timing down, go back up, throw down the rope, and Nora will go with her. Then it'll be Una, Rowan, Josh, Hans, and Franz, me, Andrew, Hans, and Franz will go up. And then in the second round, it'll go down. And when Una gets up, Una will work on setting the grappling hook to go down. And when I get up, I'll grab the grappling hook from this side, and then we go down, and then reverse order, or same order going down, except Felix will go last, so that Felix can grab the grappling hook and climb down on his own.
Ready, break.
And then cake, I think.
And then cake.
Yes. Cake or death.
What time and where are you meeting?
We'd probably have to meet up well before dark, or at least our group
Be in town.
Felix is there.
Yeah, we'll probably
You gotta be
just
in the
go
wall.
to the novice or something and
Well,
chill and wait.
yeah, somewhere over by the East Market.
Yeah. Well, there's a place in the Billows that we can go.
Well,
we wanna
but
be
we
that
want to
far
be
away,
in
though.
the East Market.
Yeah,
That's
we want to
right.
be as
Oh,
close to where
I-
we're going across as we can be.
Is there a bar or something, or is that primarily residential?
Well,
There's
If we can find
government
it-
buildings
Market.
and stuff. And
if we
an
can find an inn near there,
yeah.
that would be great, because we're going to need a place to go back to, because we can't go back out the city. We don't want to necessarily go back
Yeah,
out.
I would say probably
That's fair.
the inn would work. There's like an inn you can find. We'll say that it's close to where your side street that you're going to try to go in on is, and we'll call
Cool.
it the Noble's Way.
That's a bit on the
Sounds like
nose.
some
I
cheap
like it.
shit.
I know, right?
I would like to, if possible, cast water breathing in everyone, just in case we can't go back the same way and we have to run out to the river or something.
Because that lasts like a
So,
really long time, doesn't it?
24 hours.
Yeah, so we can do that in the
So-
hotel room before we leave. So then here's something I want to just kind of go over as well. What's our plan when we get in there?
And then what?
And then profit?
That's right. Yeah.
Right.
I don't
That
know.
would
I never
Felix
thought I'd get
need
this
us.
far.
I was like, what are we looking for? What are we
We are
gonna be
looking-
investigating?
For documentation that ties hostility and or wrongdoing / maybe something magical. I
Okay,
I
guess.
the
think
vaults,
probably
definitely.
what would make most sense is like if he has maybe like a private study
Mhm.
or just like something that we could potentially investigate documents.
So do we go up or
Or-
down first?
They're
I would
usually up.
imagine like a magical laboratory thing would be down, a study would be up. So we
Yep.
go up the study first.
Study
Yeah.
first, I think.
So we go in, we go up. Let Felix and whoever wants to look. do
Being
the
quiet
thing.
the entire time, because the maids and other servants very likely sleep on the top floor.
They sleep on the top?
Yeah, they usually
Oh,
sleep
wait,
on the bottom
wait.
because it's.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, usually they're on
Or
the.
in a
Oh,
separate
okay, I
house.
got that mixed
It
up.
depends. It really depends on what their duty
studies are
is.
It
actually
depends.
on the top floor. And
You could have a hoe sleeping in the room next door. You don't know his life.
Yeah. Felix would say that it's possible for them to be up or down. Like, it just really depends. Normally, the cook will sleep in the kitchen. Sometimes the steward or the gardeners will sleep in a different part of the house. The maids can either sleep up or down. It just really depends. It's not uncommon to have, like, maids and stuff, like, on the top floor in case, like, they need something in the middle of the night. So, like, they're
Makes
just
sense.
kind of shunt.
Usually
So-
you have like the people who would be on the top floors, which this doesn't really apply here, but would be like ladies in waiting kind of things. Or it would be maids who are deliberately looking after the person while they are here.
Mhm.
And then the people that were in the lower area would be like the groundskeeper.
Ian is right in a way. Like, why wouldn't he have?
I mean, he would totally have somebody who
He's
would
a
wait on his
fuckboy.
hand
Why
and
would-
foot.
Why
So-
wouldn't he?
There's got to be at least one or two
But
that are
would
probably on the top
she-
floors.
But if he's not here, would she be up there sleeping? Anyway,
It's a nicer bed.
so.
Yeah, they don't change their bedroom space.
Oh, but if she's even still here, maybe she went with.
Yeah,
Anyway,
she went with
that's
him.
Anyway,
Yeah.
regardless of the point.
Anywho,
So
Z's.
we're gonna go up. We're gonna be quiet, and then look around for a study, do whatever, and then go, or then keep looking.
I'd say keep looking, see if there's a laboratory. Basements are a good
Well,
hiding
so if we
spot.
find something,
If we find something upstairs, I'd say get out.
Mm-hmm.
okay.
If not, then go to a basement.
So we get out. We do. There's trees in the yard, so we can kind of hide while we wait to time the guards up top,
Yeah.
which is good. However, things go to shit. What's our plan? Do we just scatter? Try and get to the river? Try and get over?
I'd say don't fuck with. I mean, if you think you can climb, climb. If you think you can outrun, outrun. I think that would be what it is.
Okay. Then what?
Which way does the river flow?
It
South?
goes south.
South. Yep.
Okay.
It goes towards the academy. I mean, if anything, let's just
Because we'll have the water breathing.
scatter. Yeah, you'll have the water breathing. Scatter, and maybe meet back at the grove.
Yeah,
where
that's
you
kind of what I
have
was thinking too. Yep.
your thingy. If worse comes to worse.
Since the river flows south, there is a large bridge at the end of the city.
No, we probably want to get completely out.
Felix knows
Well,
that's
right.
probably-
No.
But he's saying
but
go
under the bridge.
south versus going to because your
The grove is
area is
over
north,
east.
and
Yeah.
since you're
Yeah,
flowing south,
the grove is
meet
like
south.
over this way somewhere.
Yeah.
Somewhere.
So I
I
think
don't
Josh,
know
you're
where
just
it was.
saying it makes more sense to meet at the south, right, by that bridge.
Well,
than it does going
yeah,
all the
we're
way up.
getting in the river. We're going to stay low in the water, let the current take us out of the city because we can breathe. We don't have to come to the surface.
Yeah.
And because that is a large bridge, we can be underneath it and meet underneath the bridge.
And then we'll just have Nora and Felix will be able to get over the wall, so they'll be together. So Nora doesn't have to worry about swimming if she chooses not to.
Right.
Are there any defenses around the academy?
There was
Like do we worry
grates
about-
that you can get under, if I remember correctly, right?
Yeah. Underneath
Underneath
the
the
bridges, we're
bridges.
able to get under it.
Because
But
Yeah.
the grates are there to stop ships,
Yep. Okay.
not swimmers.
Yeah.
also, like, and Felix can tell you that there's at least things in the river that should probably hit you if you did have to jump in and get out.
Yeah.
But you also said one area was well lit, like here.
The bridge is
Yeah,
the bridge and the quays is well lit.
But
Underneath it,
we're
not
all gonna
so
be
much.
weighted down with
Yeah.
gear, so we can
Yeah,
either
we'll be
bottom and
Yep.
almost at the bottom.
But I'm like, don't think of them. You wouldn't want to meet on top of the bridge because that is
That's
well
not
lit.
what
He's
I
talking
said.
about the
There you go.
south,
we're going to the bridge on
like
the
out of
south.
town, the southern one.
Okay,
Yeah, the
then
southern
you're good.
one underneath, like underneath the support structure, like on the
Yeah.
north bank.
And then if
Okay.
Felix and Nora get separated from everyone else, if he hops over the wall and everyone else swims, they go back to the Noble's Way, they go back to the guild hall.
They'll meet us at the bridge out of town.
They won't be able
but-
to get out of town.
Yeah.
The gates
Yeah,
are
we
on
should be able to get
lockdown.
out of town.
Yeah,
But
Felix
then
is-
we'd have to get into the water because the walls out on the outside of town are significantly higher than the ones on the inner side.
I would say considering Nora's got her like animal shape, unless this is gonna take longer than like 2 hours, then
I think we 3 hours
she's gonna
now.
3 hours now. Well, I guess technically 6 hours because she could recast it.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's going to take longer than 6 hours. So she should be fine finding a way to get out of here because she's got the spider walk.
Yeah.
Like being able to kind of get out on her own. So I wouldn't worry about making sure Nora can get out. I would more worry about you guys getting out and figuring out if our meeting place is going to be at the bridge, she would meet you guys there somehow. We'll say at the guild is our meeting place if we get separated.
Somebody's not there at sunrise.
Then you know something.
That is.
Sounds like a plan.
Everyone, I've prepared these cyanide capsules.
Oh my god.
All right, we gotta do the tooth implants.
Yeah.
I don't have
You
teeth.
get a good berry. You get a good berry.
It's a good berry. Only eat this if you get captured. It stops them from being able to use Zone of Truth on you.
There you go.
It makes everybody more friendly.
Yeah. So the rest of the day, it's yours. I'm assuming you guys probably took a while.
Hans
to
and
plan
Franz
that.
makes 2 extra grappling hooks.
Never have too many.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to go research banishment and talk to Fiona to see if she has the ability to banish things.
We don't actually RP anything out unless you have something particular.
Do you tell Rhiannon that you're breaking into his house?
Yeah, why would I not tell her that?
Okay. She's gonna ask you, do you have a way to break the locks?
Yeah, Felix.
If you're telling Rhiannon about breaking in and the lock, like that he's helping you, she'll feel a little bit more reassured. And then she's like, I wish I could actually help because I can magically undo locks, but...
You can?
Well, how do you think I break out of here?
I want that ability.
That's pretty awesome. It'd be nice to have you along, but now we don't want you. If we get caught, that's on us. We don't want you getting caught.
She looks frustrated. She's like, I hate being trapped in here, not being able to do anything. I literally spent most of my day trying to get news from Sophia or just hearing guards talk. I hate that I can't actually do anything.
Wow, just thinking in about a week's time, you're going to be the star of the show when you take us up to the party.
We'll have to think of your guys' actual cover for that. I have some ideas, but...
I have an idea as well. You know, it's dangerous out there. You shouldn't go alone. So why not bring 5 adventurers from the guild, you know?
I don't think I want it associated with the guild necessarily. I would recommend you're my guards, like my knights, and my ladies in waiting.
Yeah, that works too.
The only problem is you.
I don't know what that means.
Bryce knows what you look like. I don't know how to...
Yeah. Well, no. I was gonna say I could borrow Rowan's hat of disguise, but then that doesn't allow Rowan to use it.
Nora's probably gonna want to I don't know. She can probably get away as a half-elf if she just kind of ties her hair up and wears it under a bandana. Una's fine. Rowan will need a hat of disguise. Your brother could at least pass as a knight, like as one of my men-at-arms. It's just you. I don't know if I want to say you're one of my bodyguards or if... Because Bryce knows what you look like.
It could be that as part of your language and cultural teacher, you wanted to introduce me to more of your culture. But that might be taken the bad way.
Ooh, she kind of smiles. I think that would really annoy him if I invited someone as my guest of honor, but that would not be that wouldn't be completely unheard of. Many times if there's visiting ambassadors or other family members, the invite says my household staff that I need. I could say that, and it's not unheard of to bring a cultural ambassador. We should probably bring Felix with us too for breaking and entering if we're going to be doing scope out there.
Yeah, no, we've already discussed it with Felix, right? We did discuss it with Felix?
No.
Not the Harvest Festival.
Not the Harvest Festival, but
I thought we had mentioned it to him. I'm pretty sure we mentioned it in the last session.
I think we mentioned
we told him we were going to break in. We didn't invite him along to break in. We told him.
I thought we did because it was like, do we need to do this one, or do we need him? Do we need you to come with on this one? And then Josh and I got into our circular.
Yeah, that's the problem. I can't remember anything beyond the circular talk.
So she'll
regardless, yeah.
Yeah, she'll say, if you're comfortable, the problem with making you an ambassador is you might draw a little bit of attention and have people question you. So if you're comfortable under social situations and coming up with just being an ambassador, then I think I would trust you with it. But otherwise, I just don't think I could pass you off as being one of my normal servants.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Let me just say, I'm way more comfortable making stuff up, talking than the DM is.
What's DM? Is that a Bendaya phrase? I don't know.
Yeah. Well, sometimes we say DM, sometimes we say narrator. It depends.
Narrator, why?
If we are going to do that, depending on the success of this, I do actually think that we need to do some training. I need to teach you all how to be household staff, and Sophia can help, and Felix will help with this too. But that will be a separate issue.
Yeah, do you want to do it here? Do you want to sneak out at night and do it?
It'd be hard to explain why all of you are in here. I'll probably have to try to sneak out at night.
Will Sophia be able to sneak out with you?
She's kind of normally the person that I have pretend to be me, so probably not. It'll probably just have to be me. But Sophia will be there at least to help you, because I'll be a little bit separated from everybody at the party. I won't have my ladies' maids just following me around everywhere. That actually would be nice if you were the ambassador, because you could stand next to me and you could keep an ear out for the nobles talking too. I don't know what Felix's cover is going to be.
She can tell that Hans and Franz all of a sudden starts getting a little nervous, like visibly, like kind of like, he's
What's
like,
wrong?
Well, I don't want to embarrass you, so maybe you and I should spend some time tonight at our dinner, going over some of the social things I should keep in mind, because I know it doesn't shame me to make a fool of myself. I don't want to do that for you, if I'm your guest.
She kind of smiles at you and is like, are you trying to ask me on a date, or is this actually just planning?
It can't be both. I mean, the date's what I'm really after, but
I've never
also
dated anyone before. I don't know.
Yeah, let's have a date, and part of the date is you telling me which fork does what and stuff.
Oh,
she comes up behind me like Ghost and is like, "This is the shrimp fork."
I do have something that will help you tonight. And she like gets up like from where you're sitting and like goes to her room real quick and then comes back out with like these slippers. She's like, I need these back, otherwise I will not be able to sneak out and see you guys.
Thank you. I think they're a bit smaller.
They'll fit you if you want, but actually they'll fit anybody. But if you wear them, you can walk up walls.
Really?
Well, how do you think I get out of the school? I don't have any upper body strength.
I just thought that was because you were really badass. I mean, it is because you have these. That's not badass. But that does make more sense.
I feel like you have very little understanding of what my actual talents are if you thought I could just scale buildings without magical help.
I'm not gonna lie, I thought there was like a hidden... To be honest, I didn't quite think it all the way through.
She like flexes and is like, look, we've worked out like once together. Does it look like I have pectorals or anything? She does like a little measly flex.
I can hear Josh laughing through your mic. I mean, some of it's all legs, you got to be able to push off.
Oh, I have that from riding horses, just not upper body strength.
Exactly. Upper body
you said
is just a whole...
pectorals?
Oh,
yeah, that's what you said.
These are biceps.
Like,
these are pectorals.
Yeah, when she said pectorals, I was like,
even funnier.
I'm not going to touch that. I'm not going to touch that.
Yeah, you better not touch that.
Use the slippers, but I'll need you to bring them back within a day if I'm going to sneak out of the school and give you guys. Honestly, even if it's not me who gives you lessons as a group of how to act as my household staff, Felix could probably do it.
Felix could?
She shrugs. He could probably give you
this is one of those things. Got it. Well, that's kind of up to you, Is it okay if I come and see you tomorrow for lunch? Again?
I mean, the city guards have no idea what the frequency is, and the normal guards of the school don't like them being here at all, so I don't think they're going to rat you out. I think they are a little suspicious that somebody who's so well-muscled is my language teacher, but...
Yeah, they didn't seem totally impressed, but one of the guards that I recognized was like, nah, he's cool.
There's some weird politics involved in this, but yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
I just hope that we're able to help Lady Elaine.
I hope so too. I haven't heard anything recently other than my quick message to Lord Rhys, but I'm actually trying to figure out who's going to if anyone's still going to the festival or not, because you think they wouldn't under circumstances with Lady Elaine's trial, but who knows?
Yeah, but there's also not every noble has a good head on the shoulder like you do.
Well, the thing I'm afraid of too, and I'm going to be watching for there, is it's also a perfect chance for them not to be in the public eyes of court and talk secretly.
Yeah,
If they
exactly.
wanted to get rid of her.
So maybe more important on who goes and who doesn't than normal.
I might try to see if, like, Lord Rhys and Evelyn are going, because I at least know that they probably would support Elaine. I don't know, I'll have to do some digging to see, but that's a politic end, but yeah. And she'll kind of, like, start spending time explaining, like, the rules of etiquette and stuff like that,
Yeah.
and then she'll start telling you about, like, the festival. She's like, you won't be I don't think you'll be obligated to dance, and we'll have to figure out when the best time to, like, actually go investigate is. It might actually be during, like, the actual ball dance.
Yeah, you and
itself.
I may be occupied while they do the
Mhm.
digging. But as far as dancing goes, I'm pretty good. I just didn't know what kind of dance it is. You'd have to show me
Well-
the moves.
This one's a little interesting. There's a very special one that is done during this time, but it's normally only for, like, very serious couples. Or this is a festival to the love god anyway.
Hans and Franz gets a big shit-eating grin, but he's like, nah, I understand. It'd be kind of weird to do that dance with your language teacher.
Yeah, I normally even nobles only do it if they're, like, seriously courting, but it's more, and it's also, you have to practice it because one person has to be blindfolded.
Oh, sounds like a lot of fun. Maybe we learn that dance for later, just you and I.
She goes into an explanation about, like, traditionally the love god kind of felt like there's a really long myth associated with it, but the woman that ended up, like, winning his heart was blind. So, like, people, to honor the trust bond between them two, like, they normally have, like, the woman will wear, like, a blindfold, and then she has to completely trust, like, the partner to, like, lead her into the correct steps, which is why it's, like, such an important intimate dance, because you have to trust the person you're doing it with. But
No, that's then
yeah.
absolutely not. But I mean, would there be other dances besides that one?
Probably. There's normal casual ones around bonfires and stuff, and there's going to be two parties. There's going to be the normal people that are celebrating the holiday and bringing all of their kids in to matchmake them from all the local villages and stuff, because the priest will be in the area. And the nobles, it's more of a socializing sort of thing. They probably will actually have some, like, melees and stuff too. There's normally, like, there's a scavenger hunt, but I mean, this is hard. It's not going to be, like, a fully fun thing. We're going to be looking for murder.
Well, but maybe for you and I, it is just that.
I don't know if I can enjoy spending time doing that if our friends are out looking for
Well, but if
murder.
we're suddenly in absentia, I mean, that can cause all sorts of problems, because you're missing, but because presumably you and I are missing together, that can cause rumors. I'm also pretty good at drawing attention to myself, which would give you the chance to sneak off with them.
Leaving you with a den of vipers doesn't sound fun, though, either.
Sounds kind of fun to me.
And so did the blindfold thing, which makes me question your taste.
But I can handle whatever they've got. I know not to punch somebody, and know when to take an insult on the cheek and when to give some sass. That might work out pretty well. Give you a chance to, go help Felix and the rest of them, and I'll sit out there and talk. Maybe I get up and tell the story of what my people do for our harvest festival.
What do your people do for your harvest festival? And then, like, we'll just, I don't know, if there's anything else you want to ask her, it's like a...
Hedonism.
Hedonism?
No, I don't have anything else.
Yeah. You guys have your date time. She gives you some pointers and stuff and wishes you luck on your expedition into the Rice Manor and stuff.
I tuck the slippers away for now. I'm not going to wear them out. They don't exactly go with my pants.
Yeah.
So I don't want the
And she
guards to see
said
me.
whoever wears them, they're going to have to attune to them for an hour or so.
Okay.
But yeah.
Well,
Otherwise, she
Andrew,
wishes
if they
you
don't go with your pants, take off your pants.
That's what I'm going to do. I just didn't want to do it in front of the guards. But should we...
Bling pants. That's all I'm saying.
I was like, well, you were in a room alone with her, but you know.
No, my blink plants are my getaway. I don't want to use them until I have to.
Dude, wait,
effort.
you could literally do that to pop on top of the wall, though.
And that's I may. It all depends on if things go sideways.
Yeah.
And yeah. So do we give them to Una? Everybody cool with that?
I think so.
Yep.
Okay.
I don't know. I might like them. Yeah,
Really?
please, Una.
Any other final things for the night? I will say that because you guys are going so late at night, Sam, I don't know what spells Nora has prepared, but you could kind of fit like a long rest in between, since where this is, where you could change things out if need be.
Yeah, there are spells that I'm definitely going to change out before next.
Yeah. Same for the cleric boys. Same
I
for
never change out spells.
Same for Aaron's mystery class, if it's one that can change spells or not. I won't say.
Josh and I know. But I'm also not a cleric boy.
Not changing shit.
I'm just stuck with mine. It's
Paladin.
okay. I have cool ones.
I'm a
I
paladin.
get to use 2 of them.
I get to use 2 whole spells.
Well, depending on if we get into combat, I might use a bunch of them.
One last thing.
Yeah.
Going back to and I don't know if this will necessarily be in depending on what your answer is, but going to the Temple District, I don't think I have anything written down in my notes, but is there like a Fae focused temple, or
No, because Fae don't really have an they have
Right.
they have their spiritualism where it's like they consult the stars, but otherwise they mostly honor like the forces of nature and stuff like that. So they don't have like there's not like the cleric-y person. I did have one thing.
would I know of anything like in the Fae steps that might help me learn something?
Other than divination and the same thing your mom did, that would basically be
Okay.
it. What's funny thing, okay, I'm just gonna say this before I tell Lauren her thing really quickly. It was super funny when you pulled the lover's card because that was the advice, and I'm like, the festival's a matchmaking festival. This is so fucking funny.
That's why you had a chuckle.
That's why I was laughing.
Yeah, I was muted, but I was laughing my head off.
And then one last thing. So I know Mama said that Realta is
Sylvan word for star.
And I also I have this box in a dotted line. I don't know why I did that. But it says Realta is associated with the moon. She's the lady of the moon, mistress of the wild. Do I know that, or did like you and I talk about that? I don't remember.
I think it was because Sam rolled a natural 20 on history from your village, and you were like...
And I was able to decipher that from the name and like what the root meaning was because I speak
Okay.
Sylvan.
Yeah.
Okay. That halfway helps.
Yeah, so it's kind of related. It's an astral thing.
Yeah.
So
I'm good.
Okay, as a quick thing, Felix, you are leaving the Merchant's Guild. It's probably like 3 in the afternoon after all that talking and planning. And as you're walking back to your place, a black cat crosses your path and meows at you and then goes into the alley.
I'll follow it.
Okay. We follow it, and it has a little note tied to it, and is looking at you like expectantly, like to take the note off.
I will do so and dig into my pocket and grab the ball of yarn and toss it out. Thank you very much for your services.
The cat meows, respectful, like meows in return, and then it crouches, does the little butt wiggle thing, and charges at the ball of yarn, starts battering it down the alleyway, chasing it, and then it just kind of disappears into like the smoke and like in the shadows and like the kind of like it has like a little bit of a glittery poof away.
Felix.
And your response is in the same document you sent me. It's at
all
the
right.
bottom.
All right. Cool. He will read that once he gets to his room.
The plan is set. The heist will commence. What could go wrong? Find out next time on the Guardians of Fehal.